Okay.
Oh, God.
What are you so mad about?
Welcome to Elijah. You were the number 5th pick or the number 4th pick?
Oh
I was the
boy,
fourth
this is a
pick.
good start.
Yeah.
Fourth pick. I
was
don't
the-
remember. I don't remember. Hi, Elijah.
Hello.
Welcome to the Top 5
Not
podcast.
Very memorable.
I don't remember things. I forget things. It's been a rough day. I just spent like $100 to buy a quarter, not even a quarter of the potting soil I need to make my raised bed, which I'm a month behind on.
I bought potting
And-
soil today too.
Yeah,
What a weird
you are also in the north, apparently.
I'm in Southwest Missouri now.
basically the north.
Okay, that's not even
It's
close to the north.
Nice and
Or the Midwest.
Close your eyes and squint. It's basically the north.
If you close your eyes
Anything
and squint,
you
basically
want
the
it to be.
south.
Yeah,
In many ways, it is.
Anywho's,
I only teach geography.
well,
Trust
then
me,
you've
I'm a
never
geography teacher.
in Texas. You teach geography in Texas. What does that mean?
Correct. Means that I teach geography, and the state I teach it in is Texas. I figured that was pretty straightforward.
Yeah. So, in the words of Shania Twain, Canadian's greatest treasure, that don't impress me much. Elijah, what's the story behind your
Jeez.
name?
It's Texas's
Sheesh.
greatest treasure.
yeah.
I
So
got 3
my
pitches. Go ahead.
Elijah Walker has been a name that I've used for it's really close to my first name's Eli and then my middle name's Walker, so it's very close to my first and middle name.
Well,
And I've used
Man,
it for
doxing you now.
right, I'm doxing myself.
Google
Our
it.
first top 5 docs.
Right, but I've used it for like if I made a player in Madden or something or whatever game or anything that I've played since I was a kid, I always kind of used that, and so it felt like it fit to just
It is
continue
very
doing that here.
Football player name.
Yeah, I thought so.
It does sound like an athlete. A generic
Eli
athlete.
Walker is like the greatest, like 5'10", like plucky, athletic slot wide receiver you've ever heard.
Exactly. See, funnily enough, I always played a slot wide receiver when I played.
Yeah,
Madden,
see, there
too,
you go.
so there you go.
Not super fast, but like he spent way too much time like studying releases and just beats the DB at the line every time.
You've got it down.
Yeah, see, sometimes you just know ball.
You're reading my mind.
Yeah,
Sometimes you just bowl.
sometimes you know ball.
Yeah. So it's not a super like.
There's the episode title.
That's fast.
Go write that down.
Got it.
First one I've had in a while.
Thank you.
I don't
It's
remember
not,
what he
it's not
said.
one of those. One of those.
Sometimes you just know ball. Is that what it was?
You just know balls? Yeah.
I know that
That's
too.
a totally different episode.
That's a different
Totally
topic.
different episode.
It's a different YouTube channel.
different website, I'd say.
The same website.
I would disagree.
Let me go check out that website real quick. I'll let you know.
No.
If your voice starts getting staticky, we know why.
I don't know if that has to do with the price of eggs in China.
You like a good egg.
God, is this what we've devolved into?
Yep.
It's always
Yes.
it's what we always have been. It's just coming to the surface as we hit.
It's a little earlier in the episode than usual.
Yeah.
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 Fair.
It's the poker table that brings out that dog in you. We played poker in real life the other night at Bobbert's house. Me, like another buddy, and Bobbert. We were like hanging out there, like barbecuing and getting fucked up. We start playing poker, right? We all put $20 in. At first, I think we're conning our friend's girlfriend into joining us to steal her money. And that's how it was going at first. But once we stole all her money, like my money was the next one to be stolen. And it was not fucking fun at that. So I was like, man, this shit fucking sucks. Like, luckily Bobbert did not win, because that would really bother me if he was the one who ended with it. But
It's your real
other
card
friend,
shark.
but still, yeah. No, He's kind of shit, but it's more about luck. So you can't really. You can be bad and you can be okay, but it's just luck at the end of the day, you know. In Vegas, I got yelled at him one day though. Well, it depends. For Texas Hold'em, there's like a little bit more to it, like what we're doing.
Yeah,
that's why I'm in first place right now.
Like that.
It's still all about the draw.
playing.
I've gotten a 9 and a 2, like 3 hands. Ain't got shit.
I had a 3
ideal.
and a 4 that one. Nothing going.
So that's the story of the name. It's not anything special or
Yeah,
fancy.
it's you know, there's people that have really like really detailed long stories, and mine is not as simple as you can get. But
I mean, as I always say, I'm of the
it's fine, you know.
Make a name. What's funny? And then that was, 5 minutes later. So I feel you.
Yeah.
All right.
It's really hard to be funny on the spot.
Yeah.
It's really hard to be funny when you try too.
That too.
That's very true.
Yeah. I knew that, like, I knew I didn't want one of those like meme names with it, like I don't know.
Just like Mike Hunt.
Right.
As great of a name as that is. They have their places.
I don't need a dick joke with my name or anything. So I was like, I want some sort of normal name, and then it's one that I've identified with for a while. So it's, felt comfortable, I guess.
Good.
Yep. Moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on. I'm sorry. I will be better.
He's buying more potting soil.
What?
He's buying more potting soil.
Getting on Amazon.com
Man.
a 10-pound bag of potting soil. Man, I'd hate to be that delivery driver.
Or like, I need to pee so bad. Oh great, this weighs 30 fucking pounds.
Yeah. At that
They'll
point,
still
you gotta
just leave it
like
at the foot of my garage.
I mean, where else
right.
would you want to leave it?
2 inches
Maybe at
above
my
the
front
curb.
door, which is up a flight of stairs. So
Oh hell no! You'd be lucky
Yeah,
if it
fuck
got
that.
your garage if you got stairs.
Yeah. What do you
honestly,
mean? The
sometimes they do
garage
just
is
like
right
set it on the
there.
front step.
Foot of your driveway, maybe.
Dude, on the curb, like just an inch above the curb,
Just enough to where it's on your property, but not anywhere near like an easy to reach place.
Yeah.
You know who's always doing that too is FedEx.
Oh yeah, but
FedEx drivers suck.
Isn't
FedEx is
FedEx
terrible.
notorious for like elbow dropping your package before they deliver it?
Yeah,
I
used
feel
to
really
like
work
all
for
of them
FedEx.
are, but yeah, I think FedEx is particularly bad.
Worked at a inbound shipping facility for FedEx for about 5 months, I think, when I was in between my year of college and military, and you learn a lot about not being confident in your delivery drivers. So it's not.
You're like whatever.
Like, at least there's really good return policies a lot of times with stuff like Amazon or whatever it is. But yeah, they will just destroy it.
Yeah, I had a friend who just worked at a warehouse, or they worked at the airport actually, like unloading like just planes into a warehouse basically. And even that was just like woofity. That is, I mean, don't be shipping fragile shit. Woofity. Like
Woofity.
woof.
Okay.
Woof. Woof. They be throwing shit, but that's fine. Most shit's not breakable, so it's fine.
Most shit is not breakable. That is true.
It's true.
I agree. So, Elijah,
Sir.
what drew you to MLR?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. There's this subreddit for a baseball game from this Japanese company. They made like 2 English versions of this game called PowerPros, MLB PowerPros. And they're still making Japanese versions, but for 2 glorious years in 2007, 2008, we got an American version of the game. And
I fucking love this game.
PowerPros?
Yes, I
Yes,
played that.
yeah.
I played it on the Wii.
Thank you. Yeah, finally, you're like maybe the 3rd person I've ever talked to. That's
Wait,
heard of this before.
send a pic of it in the chat, Leo.
It's the one where they don't really have like limbs.
No, they just have little balls for hands.
I feel like I know exactly what you guys
they
are
have
talking
balls for
about.
hands.
Yeah, it's kind of cartoony.
So sometimes you just know balls for hands.
There it is.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if you said Wii, and I could imagine the kind of Wii balls for hands thing that
I remember playing this. I remember so what I would always do when I was a kid.
Oh hell yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I hated losing, so I would use the AL All-Star team versus the Pittsburgh Pirates, who were the worst team at the time.
Oh yeah.
I definitely remember figuring out.
It's really crazy
the
how some
Pirates
things
were
haven't
the
changed.
worst.
Mm-hmm.
So always fucking play against the Pirates, like showing the game to people and just being like, put the Pirates as the opponent.
Set them up for failure. Yeah, the Yankees were super overpowered. This is 2017, so they were at the height of Jeter and A-Rod era. But
yeah, because it would always.
You
be
said
like,
7 and not 17. I got a little worried there. That I was.
No, 2007, 2008.
Yeah, no, 2007.
I was in.
No.
In like 3rd, 4th grade, I think.
Fuck. The Wii is that old?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. The Wii came out when I was like 8 years old.
Yeah, it's old.
Stupido, how old were we when the Wii came out?
We came out November 19th, 2006. There you go.
I was 26.
I was 5.
Yeah, but
I didn't get one until it's been a while.
Yeah,
I remember my dad brought one home from got it at a raffle, and it was like the hypest shit of my fucking life.
It's awesome.
Remember,
it comes with Wii Sports.
Chalk might be the only one old enough. Remember when the lady died for Hold Your Wii for a Wii?
I know of that. I was not.
I remember she died for doing something like that. I didn't know what it was.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a whole can of worms.
Wow, that 2008 Pirates team. It had Jack Wilson, father of current American League Rookie of the Year frontrunner Jacob Wilson.
Wow.
Huh.
Damn.
I didn't know that was the case.
That is old.
So the Pirates, they had a pitcher in this game that for some reason the people that made the ratings, his last name was Duke, and I don't know his first name.
Zach Duke.
Yeah, he, for whatever reason, was the most busted pitcher in the game. And I've never heard of him outside of the game, but he's like the golden
Cardinals legend.
He did play on the Cardinals.
Yeah.
2016, 2017.
That's it.
Wasn't good.
Anyway, I saw the advertisement for MLR in the PowerPros subreddit that I had joined maybe 6 months prior. Because I was like,
wow. Who put a post there?
I have no idea.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Thomas was all over the place.
Pull up the fucking list.
Well, we had a list, and I am 99% sure I never saw this on the list.
Maybe I just was not paying attention. But
what's the subreddit called?
Shared it. MLB PowerPros. Yeah,
that's crazy. Well, we know where to go next time.
Yeah, for sure. And
how many people came from that subreddit? You know?
Well, at least one.
Probably just me. But I saw it there, and I read the advertisement, and I was like, okay, so there's a bunch of people that like numbers and they like baseball, and they know of PowerPros enough to post here. This might be my kind of people.
Had the word MLB, so it got our spam bot, aka Tomas.
Right.
Yeah.
It didn't get taken down in time for me to not see it.
The mods didn't say no, so we posted there.
Yeah.
So I saw it, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. My D&D group had fizzled out maybe a few months before, so I kind of had this void of, I don't know, it's like a community, I guess, of like online. I have school and family and everything, but there's people that have like similar hobbies and interests. Something like Reddit and Discord can really connect you with a lot of people that way. So I was like, I'll give it a try. Turned out to be a really good decision so far. So
worth a shot.
Yeah.
That's good.
Who's been watching the Stanley Cup?
No.
Amen.
Not so much.
I don't know why that was so funny.
I watched the Blues series where they lost, and then I
watched the Stars series.
That's fair. If you're like actually got a team where you're like, nah, man, fuck that shit. Like my team got eliminated. No,
I kind of do, kind of don't. I've been trying to get into hockey, but I got sucked into NBA a lot this year, and
have you been watching the finals?
have been. Yeah, it's been pretty good competition so far. The whole playoffs has been really entertaining.
Yeah, the Eastern playoffs were like super good, I thought, so far. Like especially with the Knicks Pacers series, like was pretty good. The West, like I was kind of salty about because I'm like a big OKC hater as a former Sonics fan, so I just absolutely just like walk around booing them.
Well,
just like wherever you go, I will be there as a fucking hater. I'm just a big old fucking hater and like boo.
You got the one seed off of really strong defense, and the playoffs defense can actually play defense. So they're definitely the best
it is
right now. But
it is nice to see that. We were talking about that the other day in the Fake Mariners server, where it's like, damn, though, it is kind of crazy to actually see like a really good defensive game where like Siakam is like working his ass off on one end, and then on the other end, like the fucking Thunder are like absolutely dominating, fucking blocking shit and stuff.
Yeah, the Wolves.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Thunder series was really good.
That was a good one
with Gobert and everything. So, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. This is my first year watching NBA, so it was, it's a good year, I think, to get into it. So I'm trying to add NHL at some point, but I've been pretty busy recently, so I didn't have time to really get into it before the playoffs kicked off. So NBA it is for now.
Fair.
I'll add it next year, maybe next season. But I did watch the Blues, and I watched the U.S. versus Canada games. That was some really entertaining.
Yeah, that was good.
Are you a Cardinals fan?
Four Nations?
No, I'm a Royals fan.
Sorry about that.
He is in Missouri.
Hey, you can say sorry, but this is the best it's been for like 10 years. So
Bobby Wood Jr., hell yeah.
Yeah, Bobby, and we just got Jack Caglione called up, and
my buddy played against Bobby Wood Jr. in high school.
Oh man,
damn!
went to Colleyville Heritage.
Cool.
Man, I feel old because like a family friend of ours who lives in a DFW area is like tangentially friends with Madison Bumgarner and was there when they won, when the Giants won in Kansas City.
Bumgarner,
and I was like,
it's unstoppable in that series.
It was like kind of one of those things where you're like, someone says that and you're like, I mean, did you just like meet him once, or like are you like buddies? And then like the dude like pulls up like texts with like pictures of them together in the locker room, and like they're not like everyday texts, so they're not like
there are nudes of him that he sends
like,
me.
No shit, right? But it's like enough to where it's like if you text this dude, he knows your fucking name. Like he's like, oh yeah, Travis, like you're cool as hell. Like, anyways, yeah, fucking Royals.
Yeah,
that's cool though. Have you been to a bunch of Royals games?
Yeah, I'm about maybe 2 hours from the stadium, so it's
nice.
Yeah, so it's you can go up for if you get a hotel room, stay the night, get a night game or something. Friday night they always do fireworks at the stadium after the game, and it's a pretty good fireworks show, so it's always fun.
The ones I've been to in Seattle too are always like pretty decent fireworks where you're like, damn, okay, that was like not.
I expected maybe like 3 minutes, 2 minutes or something, some
right.
It was like a 10-minute long, like solid fireworks show. Like I'm yeah, it's always fun. Kauffman Stadium as well is just a beautiful stadium, so it's a ton of fun to go there. And I've been a Royals fan my entire life, so it's
Well, you at least had to see the 2 World Series, right?
I did get to see the World Series, yeah.
So you got that. That's not bad.
Yeah, for sure. And I have the Chiefs right now, so we're doing okay.
Yeah. I just have the Cardinals, so yeah, it sucks.
Well, you can root for the Chiefs too. We'll accept you.
My family has always been a big Chiefs fan. We liked the Rams for the time that they were there, but then obviously that didn't work out.
Big Chiefs haters in my house as old school Seahawks fans. Big old rivalry on that one. That's the old AFC West. Broncos, the Raiders, Chiefs,
fuck the Raiders.
Seahawks. Yeah. Although it gets really hard for me to say that because like there's so many BSU players that end up there that I'm just like, God damn it, man.
Did they end up drafting Genty?
Yeah. And they have a few other
I was hoping they
BSU
wouldn't
dudes that
because
ended up there.
I like watching him play, and I hate the Raiders.
He's very good. Dude, Gene and Brock Bowers on the same team is going to be kind of crazy.
Yeah, I live like a few blocks from campus and like at Boise State, and he could walk down the street and when they were playing a game and like
Got mobbed.
especially where I live, yeah, like all of a sudden there would be a big old roar of crowd and then people walking along the street screaming that they love Ash and Genty. I'm just like, yeah, same. Me too.
I don't blame him.
Who is this?
He's an absolute beast running back for Boise State.
Yeah. The number 6 overall pick in the last NFL draft.
Yeah. He rushed for over 2,000 yards, and there was a time period where he played 3.5 games and had like 600 rushing yards.
Yeah, he was averaging 200 a game or something like that.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, for the first like 4 or 5 games, and he sat the second half of 2 games. He was averaging like 220 yards a game and 3 touchdowns.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah,
he's nuts.
They literally lost. They only lost to Oregon because of a dumbass kick return. And like at the end of the first quarter, he had already rushed for like 150 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
he's got a good. He just doesn't get tired too. He just keeps going the whole game. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see how he does in the league. It's a lot different.
Yeah, it's yeah, for real. It's all like
UNLV and a bunch of teams like
even
that.
playing like big ass schools. It's like they have a few NFL players. Like that is nothing in comparison to like literally the best player on every person's team, like from each conference basically being just the other team. Like even if you're a bad NFL team, like every single person on your team is like the best player in all of most of the like except for like the top 4 conferences, and even then it's like okay, those schools just have multiples of those people then, so it's like the top 20 or 30 people, whatever, but like still it's like that shit is much different. It's a lot different than a bunch of like young 20-year-old guys and mid 20-year-old guys running after you, tackling you, than a bunch of fucking grown ass men who can just like throw people through walls and shit. Like,
yeah, it's like
fuck that.
Best college teams have maybe 5 or 6 NFL players, and the worst NFL teams have like what 54 NFL players. Literally
plus practice squad who are like. I mean, like, could be, they're right on the edge, and which is still not even close to the college thing. So it's just fucking, it's crazy.
I didn't know you were such a football fan, David.
Yeah, I love football. I like football and basketball and baseball. I like hockey. I just don't watch it very much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Love football.
Yeah.
Football's probably
I
the
love me some football.
most exciting sport, I think, out there. Baseball has.
So for college football is slowly getting like really fucked up from like the commercial shit is like really starting to get to a bad point, I will say. Like it always has been really bad, but like you cannot tell me like games just cannot be that long, because it's just like, dude, we've literally watched 7 commercial breaks in the last maybe 3 plays. Like you're like, if an injury or a timeout or like scores happen right around the media timeouts, you're fucked. You're so fucked.
Pace of
That
play.
shit's annoying.
It's an issue.
Yeah. Basically.
Okay, moving on. Sorry.
No, you're good.
So you're an online fan of a 15-year-old 20-year-old game. That's how you found MLR.
Yes.
So did you expect to go as high as you did in the draft?
Well, I mean, I early on, no. I mean, I think the first couple of sessions, everyone was finding their bearings, and UMass and myself, like individually, we had a lot of success early, and
Mhm.
got some attention from different things, and I was super active from the get go, and I was lucky enough to be there at the start. I didn't find the ad too late. I joined late, so I was able to make connections and get to talk to a bunch of people. And I think around the third game or so, there started being a lot of the mocks come out that had me up at the top, and that's when I started getting messages from different scouts and from teams and things. And I remember talking to one of the Phillies scouts. I can't remember. I think I was talking to Zand at one point, and I was like, it's interesting. I don't know if he was a scout or not, but I was talking to him, and I was in the Philly server, and I was like, this seems like a really cool place. Like, what are you guys thinking about in the draft? And he's like, well, listen, there's not a chance in hell that you're going to be available at this point in the day. I'm like, oh, okay. And that was kind of the moment where I realized, like, okay, I can probably expect to go up a bit higher.
Nice.
And yeah, so I mean, it was one of those things that there was a lot of mocks putting me at first overall, but I wasn't ever really like, I didn't really see that as a possibility, especially because the Rockies are very mysterious, and then nobody really had any idea what was going to happen with the first few picks. So, but I think top five, especially as we got closer to the draft, was something that I don't want to say expecting, but like I was, I guess, hoping for, anticipating that it could be something that would happen. So, um, very lucky to be chosen at number 4 with the Expos, and it's been great so far. So it's been a good fit.
Nice.
Yeah.
The next question literally is, how do you like the Expos? So I'm guessing it's a great fit. I'm glad. You guys did have a rough start, so was
Great
the
segue.
just in time. I'm off my game tonight, guys. I hurt my back while lifting the shit. I only got like 10 bags, and I need to do 45 fucking bags. And
You realized when you were like, holy shit, 45 bags is so much. I'm just going to grab 10 for now. Is that how that
well,
went?
I mean, I only have like the car. I only have a car, right?
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
love my
exactly,
car. It's a
yeah.
fine car. There's nothing wrong with my car, but like I can't carry 45 fucking
Yeah,
bags
that's
of
a
shit.
fucking lot.
You know what it really was? Is I got there and I'm like, I know I don't
shit.
I don't get
Dragon.
soil. I can't get topsoil.
Yeah.
I got to get potty and stuff, raised bed. And so I'm looking at these bags. I'm like, that's $5 a bag. That's not that. I mean, it's a lot, but this is what we're doing. But
you're
that's
like
the
a yard of soil would be how much? Whatever. Yeah. I got you.
Yeah. But a yard of potting soil is like $20. And I'm like, guys, this is not worth it. And so I mean, I eventually keep your shit, but it's like, I don't know what jizzes in that fucking dirt to make it so goddamn holy, but it is not worth $20.
The Pope or something.
I think it's
Probably.
Maybe.
Is the Pope jizz? Is the Pope able to jizz?
But it might be ground up Pope.
Ugh.
Could be ground up Pope at this point.
Could be
I don't
monkey
fucking know.
semen.
I'm sorry. So I'm off my game. Elijah, I'm sorry. I'm off my game. You just bought a house. You know what this is like. How's the fucking house, Elijah? No offense. Screw the Expos. How's the house?
Whoa.
Brandon's gonna be so upset at you.
Well,
Whack,
we'll
whack,
loop
duck.
back to the Expos. Yeah, the house is great. It's I think it's twice the size of the apartment that we've been living at for the past few years. So it's nice and roomy, and we have space for everything we want. I just got my sectional delivered yesterday, so we've got a nice big
I did
section.
not hear that word right the first time.
Got my
I mean, the
sectional
first
delivered.
half.
Yeah, nice big.
I
section.
also was excited when we moved in, but I didn't tell everybody about it. So
Yeah, well.
Yeah, we get it. You have sex.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, no, not anymore. Now I have 2 children in the house.
Right.
But when you were hyped about moving in, that's what everybody was thinking.
Yeah. That's what I was like. Hey, maybe
Yeah.
now I get to have sex again. I didn't, but that's okay. Thank God my wife doesn't listen to this episode or any other episode.
Up to my 4th joint rolled, everybody. Give it up
Yeah.
before.
He's flying.
Congrats to you and yours.
But yeah,
So
it's been
when
it's
we
been really
moved-
nice. It's a lot of work. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, continue, because I was just gonna. I got nothing. I'm off. You're good. You're golden. Keep going, buddy.
I was just gonna say it's been a lot of work. We're in the middle of painting now. We finally got our color palette picked out.
Right,
so
and to hang
we've-
shit up, you gotta paint, right?
Yeah, and we don't want to get too much furniture in and up against the walls and stuff. 'cause we don't
Yeah.
want to take away. So and we're painting literally every interior wall except like closets. So it's a ton of work, and we've got our little mini library painted, and it took us like, I don't know, 6 hours to like edge the entire living room and
To do
get
what
all
to it?
we edged it
Yeah.
hard, edged it for 6
Okay.
hours, and then we rolled.
Wow.
Damn.
It was a dirty boy.
Impressive.
Yeah. You got to be careful walking through the living room nowadays.
Oh, I'm
God.
sure.
Socks only.
Anticipation.
Yeah.
I don't know why socks only made me laugh. That was good.
Gotta stay protected.
Yep.
Got to stay protected, man. Your toes are very important. For
Safety
me.
is no accident. That's what I always say.
Indeed. When we moved into our house that we have now, we went from like 950 square feet to like 2,100 square feet. And
Oh
it's
yeah,
not all
my
like,
god.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's about where what our upgrade was. I think we had like just over 1,000 square feet in our apartment, and then we're at
Man.
about 2,000 with the house.
Well,
yeah.
it's 660, so anywhere we move is gonna be a mansion.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude. Well, you're also in like your mid 20s, right? So like, I remember living in like I had an apartment. We called it the Hobbit apartment because it was like up in the attic of this house, and like, you had the bathtub was under the eaves, so you had to like sit down to shower.
Yeah.
It was
Doing like
it
a
was,
fucking like a lunge.
No, I just sat down. I got somebody's shower chair from when they had a surgery. I got my like 70-year-old cousin's shower chair. And I'm like, I'm just gonna use this now.
That's
So,
so funny.
No, I wasn't lunging. Hey man, I don't
The
lunge
fucking
now. I didn't lunge
life
then.
alert fucking around the
Basically, yeah.
yeah.
Basically.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, it makes you appreciate, right? Whenever you finally attain that goal and you get to move into a bigger spot.
Also
it's like,
lowers your bar. We're like, I don't give a
Yeah,
fuck if this
for
house
sure.
isn't that big in quotes. This shit is fucking huge.
Man, all of that has been erased. I'm so spoiled now.
Yeah, I'm
So
sure. I don't know
spoiled.
where I'll be in a few years, but right now I'm really appreciating it. And but I mean, I've been here for like 2 weeks, so it's
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
it's all fresh right now, but it's really nice.
Yeah.
I'm closing my move ring on my Apple Watch, just walking across the house to get stuff now. It's like it's just crazy thing you didn't expect with it, but
Well, good. I'm glad the house is going well. Let's see what else we got here.
I think
So you
skipped
like the Expos?
stuff then.
No,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
talked. We can go back to the Expos. I like hating the Expos.
Oh, whatever.
It's fun.
You
You can hate the Expos once we finally beat you guys. Then you
but
can
you
start
hate
hating us.
Randall.
Yeah, how could you
I
hate
don't
Randall?
hate Randall. Randall is not an
Randall
Expo.
Randall and
Randy's
Duck.
perfect.
Oh, I can hate Duck. My first walk-off hit was against
Wow.
Duck, and it was a big thing for me. That was a big deal
Yeah.
because Duck is a good pitcher.
Well, yeah. It's impressive
So,
considering he's a
Yeah,
duck.
he's Cy Young winner.
Yeah.
He ain't got no thumbs.
Yeah, he won the Cy Young.
I don't even know what that means, but it's funny.
Rode off into the
He's a
sunset.
duck. He doesn't have thumbs.
That's
They eat free at
You know what?
Subway.
I don't know why I bothered to think over it more than that. That's obviously what it meant. Apologies. Yeah.
But yeah, I think the Expos I think it's got one of the best GM pairs in the league, and that might be a bit biased, but I think Duck and Randall complement
I
each
think
other
that's
really
inherently
well.
biased. Yes.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, I have
Bias?
of all my experience of being on all 30 teams, I think that they're probably the top. But
I didn't realize Randall was the GM. I assume he's co.
He's the
Yeah,
good
he's the
GM.
he's the co-GM.
They're not real. We know
No
that.
such
the
thing.
Fuck
It
you
was
too.
Emerson and
Real
Duck, and then
GMs.
Duck stepped up and Randall got promoted. I think it was partway through last season, or maybe near the end of last.
It was indeed.
Yeah,
I do
so-
miss
You're
Emerson.
very
and
much
his-
so a GM.
Was it Senna,
Thank you.
the dog?
Senna is the
Senna,
dog,
yeah,
yes.
that's Emerson's dog, yeah.
Emerson's
I haven't
dog.
seen a lot of photos of Senna recently.
Corn barn?
Yeah,
I haven't
Emerson.
seen a lot of Emerson
Emerson's
recently.
evil corn barn now, but Yeah,
Well, yeah, of
Emerson's
course,
been take a step back with it, but he's still around in the clubhouse, and he's a lot of fun to talk to.
Good.
But yeah, it was a situation. I mean, when the team has a high pick, there's generally a reason for the high pick, and the Expos struggled a bit last season, and so they drafted me and brought me in, and I was able to kind of look at the scouting system and just find ways where I could contribute with it. And Randall and Jerome have a lot of skills with sheets and things that have helped kind of like if I'm like, hey, here's this idea that I have, or here's something that I've heard from this other, from other experience and stuff. How can we incorporate that? Because I'm not good with sheets. I'm more a data reader, I guess, rather than somewhere that I can present it. But it's been good. We've developed a lot, I think, as a team. We had a rough start, but we worked our way back to 500. We lost this past game. I was moving, and everybody else was also kind of busy, so our offense was a bit crap. But we yeah, we're back up to we're 4-5 right now, and it's 1-0 right now. We're down against the Mets, but offense has picked up a lot, and the pitching has improved as the season's gone on, and we're just looking to see where we can get better every game. And I think already it's a pretty big improvement on last season, and so we're just looking to continue that and see where we can go. Maybe we'll be vying for that last wild card seed or something. The NL Central's kind of dominating the wild card spots, but we'll see where it ends up at the end of the year. You never know. I'm just hoping to play kind of like we're hoping to not be like eliminated with 3 games to go or something. Like we want it to be meaningful games coming down the stretch. I think is the goal, and if we can get that, that's a pretty big success, I would say. So, but it's really cool. There's a lot of good personalities in there, and like I said, Duck and Randall have done a really good job of like giving me different responsibilities and letting me have ideas and seeing what we could do with those things. And yeah, just really happy with the clubhouse overall. It's awesome.
I kind of love the phrase "they let me have ideas." I know what you mean.
Yeah, yeah.
I love that I love that they let you think. It's very nice of them.
They let me think.
Right. It's well, so
allowed
like I got promoted up to captain, and so I have a lot of ideas about how to improve the team, and like different things. And it's like there's a lot that I don't know about running a team, and so they've
Mhm.
given me room to kind of pitch different things and you know like voice my thoughts on certain things, and then they're very open to my ideas, and then they'll also provide me with a lot of perspective and context to certain things, that it's not quite as simple as just doing this and this and this and then your team's better all of a sudden. So it's
Yeah.
If only.
I mean, I knew
Right.
I got the sense of what you meant immediately.
Sure.
It's a great image or something like that. Like I could just see Duck and Randall having a DM. Like, I don't know, man, this guy's thinking a little much. I think we got to knock it off.
the shotgun gif. Just
Yeah.
shame.
Man,
Take
he
him
was
out
doing
back.
so good.
Can't
too.
be having people having fucking thoughts and
No.
shit.
No, fuck
Free
that.
thinking.
Fuck that.
So, well, I'm glad. I'm glad you found the most important thing is that you find a place where you feel welcome, which is hard for like awkward online people to do, like myself.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
I'm glad that you found a place. That's good. You've also been. I'm Segway King tonight. You've also been really into power rankings and the awards committee. So why don't you talk a little bit about that? Like, how do you come up with your power rankings? What are your thoughts on that?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really expect the power rankings to like continue getting traction. It was just something that I put a lot of work into, like deciding my power rankings, and I was like, you know what, fuck it. I put a lot of work into this. I'll publish something and I'll put my thoughts down.
There you go.
And Randall came to me with the uh, sort of the outline of that template that I use, with a lot of the coding and stuff in there to make it like automated. If I just put the list in the back and nice color coding and everything with the logos and stuff. So I was like,
Well, now I feel significantly less bad about mine. I was looking like shit when I did it.
yeah, my first one was just a Google Doc, and it was just I typed everything up and I put a fancy font on the names, but that was basically
Yeah, that sounds about like my level of effort too.
right. And it's like Yeah, my effort goes into the write-ups and not necessarily the presentation. But yeah, Randall gave me this, and I tweaked it to suit to what I wanted it to do, and so now I have this nice presentation as well to go with it, and it kind of tracks where I've gone throughout the season, which is that was my main intention with starting it. It was kind of just to see like how
Like
how
the
do I word this?
change.
Yeah, like to see
Yeah, between,
you know,
like,
where
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
opinion goes and everything, and you know, you can plot it out, and they have it on the main power rankings document. But I kind of wanted to see my own personal um, change in thought and like what I valued with different teams and things, and if I bought into hype on certain things, or if I, you know, just to kind of see. I thought it would be interesting, and it's been a cool experience, and I've had people tell me that they look forward to them, so it's given me a lot of motivation to keep doing those, and led
That's a
into
nice
this.
feeling.
Yeah, it is, and I think media was one of the first things that got me really hooked into fake baseball, was seeing all the effort people put in. I was seeing, I think like Noah Diamond was doing a lot of articles near the end of the last season, and then Joel Justice came in with all of his rookie interviews and the mocks and everything like that. It got me really hooked into media as an idea. It makes the league really feel alive and immersive, and so I knew I wanted to participate in that. So but yeah, the sports book is a lot of fun to set up. It's a lot of work. I need to figure out a way to automate that somehow on some certain things. But sports book and the power rankings are the two big ones that I just like doing it.
Yeah,
I
I
guess I
completely
didn't
fell
really
off
answer
of
your
mine
question,
because
but
no, you did fine. I fell off of mine because I just didn't have time anymore to keep going.
yeah, it's time
Um,
consuming for sure. It takes a
yeah,
while. I have to set aside an hour or two every week to go in and just try to get some write ups down and do my research and my calculations or whatever I need to do for it. But
yep, yep.
yeah. But yeah, it's a ton of fun. I guess your question was how I determine it, and it's a lot of, I look at kind of like recent matchups, and I look at um, you know, what trends I'm seeing with teams winning. If there's a team that's on like a 5 game winning streak, then they're pretty hot at that moment, and I'm trying to like see what teams I think at that moment that they could beat. So it's like my power rankings are like, if one team played another team, who do I think would win based on like, maybe like if they played 10 games or something like that, you know, it's kind of the way that I approach it.
Right.
Um, so like
Right.
if the number one team is against the number 30 team, I would assume they'd win like 9 or 10 of the games out of 10. Um, and you know, 15, 16, that's, you know, it could go either way. So it's, I don't know. It's not, there's not an exact science with it. It's a lot of just kind of vibe, but then also I base it on um, offensive, like the Raj War, and I don't know how to pronounce it, but Raj War,
Yeah, that's
and
right.
you know, the B War and the P War and all that stuff. So just trying to see where teams are shaping up and stuff. But you know, that's not a
It's
perfect
someone
science
operating
either,
a sliding door somewhere.
but
What is that
Oh,
noise?
Dave,
You guys hear that,
it's
people?
Dave Man closing the humidor on his pot.
Pot farm.
I hate how close you are, for one.
Almost.
I was closing it's not the humidor, which is in the closet, which I need to fucking check. Oh shit. It was a little bit too spicy in there, so I had to air it out a little bit, but I just put a bunch of stuff in it. That was the joint rolling box, or the tube filling box.
Oh, is that like, yeah. I know what that is, yeah.
It's too much.
I know what that,
Guys,
I know what that is.
I fucked my thing up.
I'm cool with the kids.
Sorry,
I know the wheat.
sorry,
I know the
Elijah.
wheat
I was just like, is
paraphernalia.
someone trying to get out onto their deck or something? I couldn't understand what the fuck is going on there for a minute.
Yeah, the
I'm
deck of
painting
my
right now,
mind.
and I'm moving stuff around while we do this. So. No, I'm kidding.
No, you're good. You're great. Well, good. I agree. I think all of us on this podcast think media is important, or at least fun. That's why we do this. Or maybe it's not. I'm speaking for the group. I shouldn't. Something that's a little less fun in my experience is the next question, which is simply, Committee?
Yeah, I saw
I love
that. And
committee.
I didn't know if you're talking about awards committee. Well, it goes really well for you, Stupido. So it's your write-ups, to your credit, are always there's always inherency in there. There's a problem that needs to be solved. You do a good job of finding things that need fixed and writing it up in a
Yeah,
way that.
Stupida is the definition of pick your battles. Like he is.
Yeah, I think you're probably the gold standard as far as the stuff goes, and
Yeah.
it comes with the job of being an LOM and all that stuff, and making sure that you're taking the league in the direction that you want with it. But I think you do a great
let's
job
be-
with it. I try to model my proposals off of yours, and it has not worked thus far, but it has created a lot of really good discussion, I think, and I have had answers to some questions about like where the league's at. I think the most recent one was the positions proposal that I had, and it was I thought that there was more um, public opinion that positions are could use some improvement, that perhaps it's too easy to manage or whatever, and that's not the case at all. There's not public opinion that needs to happen. So
No, I have lots of stuff happening. I don't need to deal with trying to find a catcher.
yeah, but
Please continue.
it was some good discussion in there. I got to talk to a lot of people that I normally don't, about something that everybody obviously cares about and has a lot more experience than me with. So it's a good learning opportunity, to see. And it's I'm being a GM is one of my goals eventually. So seeing a lot of input from all of the GMs is really helpful in that regard. I kind of see like different things that like the group as a whole of GMs, values and their opinions and things. So it's nice. I think committees gets a bad rep. It's just
Same.
people tend to get upset when people disagree with them, and I think that if you're a little bit more of an adult about it, then it can be a really beneficial place. And I think that everybody is coming in with the same mentality of just wanting to get the league in the best shape that it can be, um, and making it the most fun and easy to operate for everybody, while also fulfilling, whatever baseball vibe or whatever it is that we want to go for at any given time. So I think it's great. It's a lot of fun to be on there, and I'm glad that Duck let me take his spot on there. I know he was pretty fed up with it at that point, so it was nice to be able to jump in there
Yeah.
early and get all of that insight. So
Yeah, this
I
is
like it.
my
I don't like committee,
third
and fuck you for
season.
liking committee.
Yeah.
This
it's
is my
our
third season in there, and I feel like at least of the three, there's always someone like you, Elijah, who have these ideas. But I think this is the first time where discussion has actually occurred when they present them, and I think it's more because you have responses when people ask. A lot of times, someone puts in a proposal, say to change positions, and people are like, "We don't like this," and they go, "All right, fine," and they just kind of walk away. They don't have a response to it,
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
or any thought. They're just like, I just think positions are stupid, so we shouldn't do it. And it's like, well, that's not going to get through committee then.
Right.
Or people think, or it's the like people think that like there's more people who support it when everybody's like, no, we don't want it, and like not for the position things. I feel like that was like exactly how it is supposed to play out, where like people like you just everybody's opinion, and it's like okay, actually it's like the most people like are just like it's okay how it is now, or like
Right.
it's fine,
Right.
like we like this, which is like that's
77% or something like
perfect.
that. Yeah.
But it's like when people start getting into the shit where they're just like, well, you're just saying this because you don't like me. Like this is actually popular. And we're just like, everybody's just like, no, everybody's saying that we don't fucking want this.
Yeah,
Like
it's not that deep, guys. Yeah, I think it's really easy to take things personally online, especially when tone is kind of hard to distinguish a little bit, and it's
Yeah.
like it's
It,
just
there
take a
are
step back.
characters in there that aren't as public in other parts of the server.
Mhm.
And so if you don't know how that person is, it is hard to read their
Mhm.
intentions or their voice and what they say.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that I have trouble with that too, because I did like debate in high school, and so I got into this. I guess whenever I like have something that I'm arguing for, I feel like my language can get a little aggressive at times, and I have to like check myself. I'm like, okay, hang on, take a step back. It's not, nobody's gonna die here if this doesn't work. But I think I've gotten better at like committee talk, I guess, as time has gone on. I try not to like. I'm never upset at people really in there to, I'm not, unless somebody's being rude about something, but that's pretty rare. But it's just, I think that if people recognize that everybody's got the same goal and we just have different ideas for how we're going to accomplish that, then it can be really beneficial for everybody, for the league.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
I don't mind committee. I've only or mostly only ever been in there without a vote. It's just the scribe doing everything, and it's like at first it's really wild because you just like Stupido said, like there's a lot of people in there who voice their opinion on every proposal, but they're not like in other parts of the league because they're just like only that's like their role on their team is to check, or like that's like cause it's like sometimes can be like pretty like big changes to shit, but
yeah,
like as people cycle in and out when you after like you've been there for a little bit, like you'll see where you're just like, nope, that person just says that every single time. Just do not even like.
Oh yeah, who was? I think it was Tingle. Said something like, "This proposal sucks" or something like that, and that's like a running joke for Tingle.
Yeah,
I was like, okay,
it's the same shit with like one time, like I think it was this year, maybe it was season 10, but like the first time like that season's rookie like in session 1 saw fucking Milo say GMs can suck my elephant trunk cock. They were like, what the fuck? And I was like, and we were just like, no, it's a thing. Like it's, if anything, this means this person's appeased. Like it's going well for them. Like it's fine. You don't want them to be saying something else. Like
if Milo comes in there and says, GMs aren't that bad, then we probably
know something's wrong.
All right. Yeah, something's fucked up. Even in MLN pitching chats, he'll be saying that sort of shit, and it makes me laugh. He's a catcher, so he's in there, but silly guy.
Yeah, there's definitely some bits just floating around that it takes a couple of exposures to it to be like, oh, okay, this is normal.
If anyone's listening and they're not part of committee, you can always get the opt-in role where you can see the channels and see the discussion, and I would urge you to do that.
If you bitch about a ping, I'll slap you.
Yep.
And you can thumbs down everything that I post without saying.
Because if you don't want to be pinged, you don't have to fucking opt into the role, or you don't have to have the role on your team.
Right.
But you get pinged if you got it.
That's funny though. Whenever they're like, I hate when you ping me when I have runners on base.
Yeah, that is like the newest thing where I always do feel bad. Where I'm just like, there's no way for me to know, but I understand that
there is very much so a way for you to know.
I'm not fucking doing that.
I totally agree. It's unrealistic.
Check every game state.
I still think you ping everyone, but say like at committee except for, and then just name these people that have players on base. So they still get the ping.
Yeah, see, I'm gonna start doing something.
You should start doing something.
Yeah, start doing something in there. You don't do anything in committee. Jeez.
Just something.
Yeah. Don't look at the bulletin board.
I didn't know that you're only a scribe. I thought that all LOM would get.
Well, I do now, but
oh, okay.
Yeah, he was a scribe.
I
before.
was a scribe like
Gotcha.
session 1 or 2 because there wasn't any, and so Isaac just asked people to do it, and so I did, and
Usually
nobody
works.
else did. Yeah. Yep, and so now that is. Brian and Dove will still do stuff.
I forgot Tomas was one.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he did some shit the season before. Season 8.
I think I've only ever seen B and J-Man. that's about it.
And Beat did
You
it.
can scroll back through he's done it a few separate times. Like he just started doing it again.
He just started
which
this
has been
season
really-
too.
Yeah, which has been really nice. And Dove will randomly do shit like if he sees something's been missed, like we did start, but like it didn't get posted to the bulletin board, he'll do it. He's a wizard.
He was the primary doer of things.
He is. I would
Started
call
on
him
it.
like the rules guru. He just knows everything about the rules. If you have a question, ask Dove.
about why, like especially not like what a rule means, because like stupid don't, I can tell you, but like why a rule is that way, like who made it, and like what
problem is it solving?
Like what scenario made them go, holy fuck, we have to put a rule for this because that's horrible. Dove can like tell you almost everything, and it always will come with like a committee bulletin board link.
Mm-hmm.
All right, good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Is he a Mariner too,
yeah.
Daniel Dove?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's a Mariner.
Mm-hmm.
So
He's
We got
been-
Bird.
is he
We got
a
Bird
season
King.
1 player, right?
No, Dove's. He's not. I think it's. I'll be able to know by his player number.
I think one time when I was really bored, I went back and somebody mentioned something that had happened in like season, I don't even know what, but I don't always. Sometimes I'll go and I'll like search the server at like, from, like 5 years ago or something like that, or like 4 years ago. Or
there's
whatever.
some wild ass shit, man.
Some crazy stuff in there.
Anything with Sale, like
Sorry.
it's so old now that it always will get a giggle out of me. And you'll see people where you're just like, oh shit, you're just like there, and then it's like, oh, there's dirtbags fucking shit posting free sale. And you're just like, never fucking change, boss.
Yeah, there's some pretty iconic, I guess not necessarily, I guess infamous would be a better word for it, moments that are kind of funny to go and read back and just kind of see some people that you know and kind of how they reacted to things a few years ago, and it's like, but
yeah, I don't know. Dove is, I know he's at least season 3. I think he's season 2. But they gave these player IDs starting in season 3, so anybody before a certain point, you can say they were at least this season or before, because they just went down the list of teams, starting with Arizona, and just gave everybody a number who's in the league. And then after that, it's just chronological, obviously. Gotcha. But Dove, though, like almost, I would say over half, probably 3/4 of all the sheets for every season of MLR ever are owned by him.
Wow.
Or he has editing perm still because he created them. Well,
thank you, Dove, if you're listening, for all of your work.
Yeah, he's most definitely not. But Dove is a really cool guy.
Just make sure we ping him.
Super nice dude. Definitely.
He doesn't listen to the podcast?
Come on, Dove.
He does not, I can confidently say.
Who knew?
I mean, he's not one of the 10 people. Jeez.
Right?
We're back up to like the 40s and 50s.
Oh,
Last I checked.
nice. Yeah, I haven't looked recently.
I haven't either.
Who'd we have on? Was it like a star or something?
The rookies. People like rookies.
Ah, the rookies. Yeah, they want to listen to the rookies.
Yeah.
They don't care about the
We
vets.
don't want to talk to them, but they want to hear us. They want to hear the rookies. So that's which is
Right.
how we make money.
Cormac's
Yep.
got a lot
We got to do this every season just to keep it going.
Every fucking season. I'm so tired of rookies.
Hey.
Got to Sisyphus push the boulder up the hill.
Yeah.
Oh, did he score?
Sisyphus? No.
Oh.
I'd argue he never scores. That's kind of his whole thing.
Right.
Well, he
His whole
scored the
thing,
one
yeah.
time, and then that was it.
Oh, I thought so. There's a player called Sisyphus McGinnis. It was Quark McGinnis from UMass, and he always would post the Sisyphus GIF, and so he posts it now whenever he gets an RBI or something. So I thought you saw it in Maine or something, and he had scored.
God,
so
no.
I was going to look for cheer on my teammate.
Wait, no.
Former teammate.
What did Sisyphus do? He didn't steal fire. What did he do?
It's a good question.
Pissed off somebody.
Pissed off a god.
Yeah. Made the mistake of doing something he shouldn't.
He was punished for his
He-
cunning and deceit.
He like outed like Zeus was doing something, and he like told another god like what he was doing, and like ratted on him basically.
Yeah, don't fuck with Zeus.
Revealed
Bad idea.
Zeus's secret about kidnapping Aspis' daughter and then cheating death twice. Says Google.
Sisyphus gave me a bunch of gold when I played Hades the other day. So.
He does do that.
What a homie.
Yep.
He also gives you food.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, yummy.
I really should go back and
Oh,
finally
not that
finish
one.
that game.
The wrong title on there.
I saw that.
Oops.
I don't
Got
know
my-
what I missed. Okay.
Yes.
Got my roles confused.
MLR highlights so far.
Man, I mean, there's been a lot of really fun moments. I think it's been. I think the draft was one of the most like anxious days I've had for absolutely no reason. So it was fun to see that, and also see my teammates and stuff get drafted and where everybody ended up. So that was cool. Sorry, Leo, but the Expos comeback against the Padres was pretty hype. That was kind of the peak of our big turnaround, I think, in our season was when we came back there and got the offense rolling and everything. So
Game's a
that was
game.
a lot of fun. Yeah, for sure. It means a lot more to me because it's my, that was like my 5th game ever. So, but yeah, I think debuting the sports book, it got a bunch of good feedback, and that was a lot of fun.
It is nice
I
to
don't
have
know.
a secondary fantasy game going on.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say secondary. That sounds like mine's primary.
Well,
a second.
yeah.
A second
second.
one.
A second game
Another one
going
out
on.
there. Yeah, yours does get more engagement. I need to try to up it. I was a little
It's
bit.
also in its 3rd season.
Yeah, for sure. I was a little busy.
And
this
there's
past
one
one.
day a year that I just open 700 tabs on my computer.
Do all
And
your
I
picks at
fucking
once.
ride. I fucking ride. That was
Do
the
you really do
funniest
that?
shit ever, though. Yeah, that's what I do. That was the funniest shit ever, though. The first time where, Stupido, you were like, okay, and here's the scores. It's, wait, me? And it's like, Ugo was like, oh yeah, it was me. I did it for you. But all of us were just fucking dying because you were like, drum roll, wait a second. And then we were like, ah! That shit was so good.
Yeah. I stuff like pick'ems, and if anybody ever did like an MLR fantasy, it would be so hard to do, but it would be really cool. And people talked about like baseball cards were a thing too. Like any little thing like that just
Rip
adds.
barn bot.
Yeah. It adds a whole new level to the game, and it's just another fun thing to do with MLR. And so
Yeah,
Sportsbook
fantasy's
was-
tough because you just don't know who's playing each week, and
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
it's easy to tank yourself on purpose or whatever.
Mm,
When the people
Yeah.
playing are the people involved, it's a little harder to do a fantasy.
definitely. Yeah, I was a little concerned about that with the sportsbook, so I just blanket banned all bets on your own
Mhm.
game. I was just like, let's just
Right.
not have any sort of
No Pete Rose. No Pete Rose allowed.
I was
Right.
just gonna say fuck people.
Yeah.
no Pete
Fuck
Rose.
Pete Rose.
Yeah.
Fuck Rob Manfred while we're at it.
Yeah,
True.
yeah.
True.
Can keep going up the ladder, but I think I'm going to stop there.
Yeah, there's a few
Yeah,
more.
yeah, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, but I think it's a lot of fun, and MLR as a whole just always delivers. I think it's always a source of. There's always something going on that is entertaining in some way. And if I want drama, I'll just tap over to MLN and see what's going on in the think tank there. And then if I want things to be chill and fun and relaxing, then I'll just tab back over to MLR and see what's going on. But it's good times.
It really has gotten crazy in MLN lately. From what
It has been.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
there's people have big ideas over there. It's fun to watch.
Chalk's not in MLN. I think it's worth noting.
Yeah, no, I hear things. Well, so let's talk about MLR gripes. What do you got? What don't you like? about MLR? Besides
Well,
Dave
yeah,
vacuuming off his desk, I assume. What are you doing?
He's vacuuming out the humidor.
I was just adjusting where I was sitting. I'm just sitting.
Are you sitting in the hydraulic chair?
Close.
Some of us don't have central air, okay, you motherfucker.
I don't have
It's
central
loud in
air.
our apartments.
I don't have it in this dungeon.
Okay, well then you guys know what I'm saying.
I really don't.
I got lots
Is
of
it getting
fans
warm
and
in there?
shit. There's background noise.
Oh,
You walk
the
around,
fans
you
are
get
going
a
on.
bunch
I
of
gotcha.
background noise.
I gotcha now.
I don't
do know
live
what
in
you're
a
saying now.
sawmill.
I just don't know what you're doing.
What does that even mean?
I'm
Oh, man.
podcasting. What the fuck are you doing?
I'd argue I'm doing the same thing.
I'd argue you're correct.
There you go.
Joint number 6, everybody. Joint number
We're at a
6.
standstill.
Joint number 6. Okay, it's been a productive
Rolling or
podcast.
smoking?
Rolling. I'm going really fast, but normally I'm a 1-to-3 ratio. If I roll 3 joints, I really have 2.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You sure it's not?
He obviously,
It
he obviously
takes
hasn't
me
smoked yet
it
tonight
takes me
because
a
he can still do
joint to
math.
roll 3 joints. So it takes me smoking the time it takes me to smoke 1 joint, I can roll
Fuck
3.
is this math?
So I'm plus 2 if I keep a
No,
constant
you're plus
pace.
3 then because you can smoke 1 joint.
No, then he has to
and
take the
roll
3rd
3
one and
joints.
smoke it to roll the next 3.
Well, but yeah,
But then he's
exactly. So
plus-
okay. So like
So he
say
does
I,
1,
say I
2,
have
3.
one.
He smokes 3,
I
so he's
roll
at 2.
3.
Then he does 3, 4,
the worst
5, and he
math problem
smokes
ever.
5. So now he's at 4.
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
When he smokes, wait, is that how it works?
This
Yeah.
math problem
If
sucks.
you're
Yeah,
rolling
that's how it
3 and
smoke
then smoking
0.
1,
I smoke 0
I have a degree in
and roll
books.
1, 2, 3, and then
I
I
have
smoke
negative-
number 3 while rolling 4, 5, 6, and then I
smoked
smoke
1.
number
I have
6 while
neg-
rolling
Nope.
7, 8,
negative
it
9.
wouldn't be.
joint.
That would be 3, 4, 5, not 4, 5, 6,
Drop my phone.
because you are
Well,
smoking number
Oh
3.
yeah. You're right. But still, you get what I'm saying. It's a pretty good clip. It's like
The
66%
new math
efficiency.
does not make any sense to me. I don't understand it.
That's
He's
we call
doing
the
good.
420 math. Each one of these holds a gram. Let's get into this a little bit more. Now, what's a gram, you say? Well, we don't really know because it's from foreign lands that we don't understand. But we know that one of them fits in these joints.
That was kind of poetic there for a minute with the gram and stand.
He's
And
getting Susie, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Had a
I
nice
thought we had like
meter.
Eminem in here.
Some real MF Doom.
I'm the same
Oh.
no
color.
gripes. I'm getting hungry. I haven't eaten food yet, and it's 9:30.
Oh, gee.
Elijah.
Let's get
Yeah,
through
no,
this.
I was dealing with really expensive soil.
We got a lot of ramblings on
Elijah,
this one, I
what
think.
A lot of pot.
It's for us.
what questions do you have for us?
Expansion? No, I'm kidding. I do
Oh,
have a
boy.
question.
Not again.
Not
I
again.
think everybody in here now is either a GM or an LOM. So with my, I'm interested.
I'm the
I think,
players, the people's LOM.
Yeah.
GMs can suck my elephant trunk cock, etc., etc.
Oh, good thing I'm not a GM.
Yeah. Well, you're not
Sure.
real, so
Yeah,
You're
of
a
course,
co-GM,
of
right?
course.
Or am
Yeah,
I
yeah,
a
you're not
GM?
real.
Okay. So I
Or
guess
fine
just
captain.
like if for somebody in my position, like I'm an MILR co right now. I'm interested in being FCB GM. Do you guys have any advice or tips or anything like that for someone like me who's interested in taking that step? Things that I could be.
Don't
doing
let
or
your team
bringing to-
auto. That
Yeah.
would DQ you
Ha-
like a
haven't-
motherfucker.
Haven't done that yet. Expos or Rainbow Roasters, no autos so far. So doing
When you're
things
just a
like that.
captain on a team, you'd get somewhat a little more leeway just because it's like one of those things where you're like, I can see where you're like maybe not checking as much just because you're like, oh, I thought this person had it handled sort of shit. But yeah,
Sure.
that's like the biggest one for sure. Let's see. I'm trying to think
Fill out the
because
form
I
when it comes
also-
up.
What did I?
What's
Yeah,
that?
definitely.
Oh, I did. I
done
did
this.
fill out the form. I think I'm on the ticket.
Well, the FCB form
There'll
will
be
come
like,
out.
yeah,
Oh,
there'll
gotcha.
be an FCB one.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think that's what I did.
Go ahead and start thinking about what team you want.
Like all your stuff, yeah. Like,
Yep, just have it all ready.
Okay.
Not that will
Um,
help you
for your
become a
team
GM.
role
It
and-
won't, but
The
it'll make
biggest
us
thing with
like
a
you when you
college
get picked.
GM is
Just depends
you're
on who
there
signs
to
up,
teach
really.
the game. Yeah, and you're there to teach the game. You're not there to necessarily take it as seriously as a real GM would.
Right.
So there
Like,
will be some guidelines when you
scouting
get
and shit
in,
like
and
that.
yeah. So we learned our lessons last year. I think I can speak for Dayman and Tomas on some of the stuff we did and allowed, and I think this year will be a
I
little
was gonna
more.
make a joke about, so this year we're not going to take it seriously or as serious, but I didn't have a good joke, and I feel like
Yeah, there's just
But-
places I would not ask for opinions where
Hmm.
I will not anymore.
So this one's an interesting one. If you really truly like end all be all want to be a co-GM or a GM, the best way to probably do it is to declare free agency. Because
Yeah, I
you
was
will
wondering
see
about that. I
who's
didn't know if
willing to
I.
Yeah.
offer you that
for a
position.
team, yeah.
Yeah, people would
but
definitely
Leo's
dangle
hitting
that.
Leo's hitting hard, but he's hitting right. He's
Right.
correct.
No, that's like, I mean, captain spots and co-GM spots. I mean, like, people understand when you're like, I mean, our team is well run. Like, I mean, records aside and shit, because that's just like the luck of it, right? But
No.
like, if you're like, we don't auto, like, people like it here. Like, it's like we have a good time, like, win or loss aside. You can kind of infer, like, these motherfuckers, like, I'm not gonna just become GM of this team. Like,
exactly.
so, like, yeah, you do, like, kind of have to go free agency. Or, I mean, you can tell your team, like, try to set up a trade with me. But, like, that is really difficult, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. The
So,
draft picks,
yeah, free
draft picks are
agency.
flying pretty quickly around right now. I'm not trying to, and I really do. I really like the Expos. I just think that the leadership here is so stable and like set.
Mhm.
And
the team
people
is run
get that shit.
well, so.
Especially
Yeah,
when
that's
you're like,
not-
I'm literally leaving just so I can go, like, be a GM of my own team, like, or try to, like, that's fine. Like, but then you also have to be like, oh, I'm free agency. Like, if I just go to a team that, like, has people too, like, that's fine, I guess, as well. But it also just depends on kind of what happens with, like, what teams are doing
Yeah.
and shit. And yeah, it's pretty fluid.
What looks stable now is not necessarily stable.
Yeah.
Like,
Not
life
that
happens.
people are like hiding shit, just literally just like
Yeah,
shit
no,
happens really quick, where
just
all of a
life
sudden
happens.
like people just gotta do whatever, don't want to be GM anymore.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. There's
like,
going to be.
I
I'm
did
sure
not-
this season will have some shuffling of this off season.
I knew Petra was having I knew Petra was doing stuff, right, and was busy, and whatever, was not like upset or mad about it, obviously. And so like when I was GMing, I was doing more of the day to day while she was doing the other stuff, like she was looking at other things. And then when she had to go on hiatus, I was like, okay, well, this is this happens. People have life stuff come up. I did not expect her to be like, hey, I gotta really just go away now, and not like temporarily. It's just done. So that was not anticipated, especially at the beginning of the season. So you never know what's going to happen. I mean, Duck's in school. I don't know. Randall is in Texas. Texas could do whatever. You have no idea what's going to happen. You can have like a slight snowstorm, and then the whole state shuts down. So
Fuck you too.
so
We're not going to have that in. We're not going to have that in June. We'll have that
it's
in
a
March.
new world,
for some
Leo.
reason.
It's a brand new world. I don't know.
Yeah,
what's happening.
we'll have that in March for some reason.
Yeah.
Things change.
So yeah. So I mean,
Or they stay the same.
Leo is very correct. If the best way for you to get a position is to just say, hey guys, I want out because I want to get a position. But you can also stay around, be involved if you like your team. And so there's no wrong way there. I just don't look at a position, don't look at leadership of a team and say, well, they're not going anywhere, because everybody goes somewhere.
Sure.
So yeah, that's my point.
That being said, that FCB GM to GM, pivot when you're a free agent, that shit hits. That shit, if you do a good job, that shit will pay off. That's what I did, and it worked pretty well.
You think
Now-
that's what showed you got it? Like that's what got
Uh,
you that position?
I think that was a part of it. I asked Keo the other day about it. So Keo and I were already like really good friends to begin with, and then the co-GM Cam was he was kind of just like a he wasn't doing what a co-GM does. Keo was just like, yeah, I wanted you in the team, and I was comfortable offering you a co-GM spot because you'd proven that you were able to do that. And I was just like, all right, shit, I'll take it.
Yeah, good.
Sweet. Thanks for the advice and the insight on all of it.
Go Bobcats. Go Texas State.
Go
Let's see. I
Zoomers.
was a minor league co-GM my rookie year, and then was an FCB GM that next year in season 10. Went pretty good, and most people got drafted, and one of those people is now the co-GM, my own co-GM, my own boss,
Who was that?
Gav.
Ah, okay, yeah.
And a bunch of other people are still in the league, and it was a fun time. And then, like a few sessions later, that's when I became loam, so... Which the loam side of FCB is fun, but I also don't mind not having to deal with, like, scouting and draft picks and all that sort of shit, like, especially this year, because I was a free agent, so... By the time I signed, it was kind of like, oh, we're thinking these people, blah, blah, and it was like, yeah, yep, sounds good to me. Those are, yep, sounds good to me, everybody.
Just stamp in the documents.
That's what I would have said. Yep.
I thought you essentially didn't want to be a GM, right, Damien? Or am I wrong?
Yeah, that's why I just said, yep, all those people are not serial killers to my knowledge or fucking dickheads. Sounds good to me. I'm already a GM. I don't need to be one in this league. I got other shit to do.
He's gonna have a real gaggle of dickheads and to
yeah, a bunch of fucking problem causers.
Oh, an MLN.
My bad. Oops. Oh well.
Yeah, I think that's
joint
the
number 7
path that I'm trying to follow, and Total as well. Total's made me as a co-GM at the start of the season for minors, and that's been really good experience to be able to kind of see.
Yeah, and then
he's on a similar path, and so
yeah, it's like season 9 for me was Frank's Little Beauties with Brent and I. And then season 10, Twat and I did Gordon Ramsay idiot sandwiches.
Yeah. You've been an MILR co-GM every season, haven't you?
Every single year, yeah.
Which one's your favorite?
Ooh.
Frank's Little Beauties was fun, especially looking back too, because like a lot of people that were on that team, like a few people retired, but it was also like just a really interesting conglomerate. Gordon Ramsay idiot sandwiches was fun. It was like a lot more low key too, which was like really nice for last season. Our team this year has been a good time. Can't be a bad time. With balls.
Dayman hates his current team, is what I'm hearing.
Dayman demands trade in MILR.
trade Total for you, and we'll swap. You can
Sterling will beat your ass. John Maine too. It's coming for you. Old J-Man, as they call him.
Do they? I wouldn't know.
I do. I'm the only person. And I even said it the other day, and then somebody was like, who the fuck is that? And I was like, John Maine. They're like, why didn't you just say that?
I think it'd make more sense if it was J Maine. I think that'd make more sense.
J-Man.
J-Man.
That does make more sense.
Yeah.
Not governed by logic.
How about the Choop?
That was evil.
Oh,
evil.
I'm gonna go eat some food.
Yeah, I think Chuck's gonna kill us if we ramble.
Elijah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. It was a lot of fun.